Hey everyone, Ryan Young, Kama Jiu-Jitsu. I hope you're doing well. So let me answer another question here. This is from Sean Barker. He wrote a comment on our free rolling or sparring, which improves your jiu-jitsu more. So his comment, I'm a white belt 2-stripe, so I have a basic understanding of what's going on, but at the moment I'm confused with all the different styles. It seems like people learn new moves to take you by surprise rather than having fundamentals that people recognize, but are so good that they work anyway. Also, when I roll, I literally forget all the stuff I've drilled and end up trying to defend my partner's constant attacks, whereas I don't get a chance to do an attack. This is actually a very good question. So here's the thing. When you're brand new, and white belt 2 stripes, it depends on the school, how long it takes. You know, for some people, that's as quick as a few months. Other people might be a year, I don't know. Think to yourself that as a white belt, you're just trying to build your catalog of concepts. The what to do if. How does this work? Why does this work? Why did my opponent do it? How did my opponent get it done, right? And then what do I need to do? But as a white belt, it's mostly just learning the what to do. You need to build that catalog up. First thing though, don't worry about your attacks. Attacks are offensive. You cannot do or be effective with any offensive thing until your defense is built up, believe it or not. Why is that? Because if you don't know defense, you can never get to a position of being able to do offense. Just think about football. If you play defense on the field and your defense is horrible, how are you going to get the ball? You know, if that team can keep your defense on the field the entire time without you getting the ball away from them, either by, you know, ending their moves or intercepting or catching a fumble or anything like that, you're just going to be tired out in the defensive end and they're going to keep scoring on you. You'll get the ball, but your attacks will never really work, right? So let's kind of put this in jiu-jitsu terms. You're a white belt and you learned how to choke somebody out today from the mount. Well, when you start sparring, you don't even know how to get out from under mount. So your opponent's mounted on you, choking you out, and you're thinking, how do I do what I just learned? Meaning, how do I attack you? Well, you won't learn until you know how to get out of his mount. Right? You need to first be able to lock him down so he can't progress on you, he can't get a better mount on you. You're going to need to be able to defend his attack, and then you're going to need to be able to get out of his mount. Then you're going to need to be able to get on top of him, pass his guard, get to mount, hold the mount. There's your attack. So in answer to your question about, or your confusion or your frustration as to why you can never work on your attack, is because you have no defense yet. The only time you can get to being able to do something offensive is when you earn it through defense. That's when you're not afraid. Somebody puts you on your back. You're like, okay, you escape, you get out, you get back on top and you go for the mount. Oh, and you can take a risk. You try for something that maybe wasn't there, but let me try anyway. Boom, he puts you back on your back and you go, okay, let me get back to whatever position I need to so I can get back on top and I can go for it again. That's what you need to get to. That's a higher level than where you are. So, quick piece of advice for you. Get your defense under command so that you can think to yourself, whatever he does to me, it's no big deal because he'll never finish me. And I'm just talking about people at your level, not against a blue belt, not against a purple belt. They'll still finish you, right? The best you can hope for against a blue belt or a purple belt is just to make it so you fight longer and harder and make it harder for them to catch you than they expected, right? Because you lasted a little while longer because you're able to get out of a mount, get out of a cross side, pass his guard or something. You may not have been able to finish him, but it's okay, right? That's what white belt is about, building your defensive curriculum or your defensive catalog so that you know what to do. And once you understand the what, then you have to then understand the how and the why. How does it work and why does it work? And then you have a greater understanding of your defense. For our white belts, by the time they reach blue belt, they've probably been training 2/3 to 3/4 of the time from white to blue on defensive concepts. Only at the end of their white belt journey from white to blue do they learn offense. Here's the reason. If you think of it in a self-defense perspective like the way we do, you don't need to know how to submit somebody. Because if you can hold an offensive position on them, let's say you can hold mount, you don't need to be able to choke them or armbar or wrist lock or anything like that. You just need to know how to hit them in the face, right? But your opponent tackled you, right? You knew enough to protect yourself and, you know, let's say he took you down onto your back and as you're falling, you're able to get the guard, get to a safe position. You're able to keep him close. You're able to sweep him get on top of a mount and you look, shoot, I never learned how to submit the guy. That's okay, hit him, right? That's easier to do if you can hold the mount. But you don't necessarily know how to, you don't have to know how to submit anybody. Now, if you're playing jiu-jitsu like sport stuff, then yeah, you're not gonna be able to hit a guy, but that's where your submissions will be more useful. But that's a higher level stuff. So at the white belt level, shore up your defense. Don't worry about not being able to catch anybody. It's not important. Just worry about keep doing what you're doing. Just practice surviving. Once you practice surviving to the point where they can't submit you, then practice getting out of what they're doing. Once you get to the point of being able to survive and not get tapped, and then get out of what they're doing, then get to a good position. Once you're able to stop them from submitting you, get out of the position, get to a good position, then practice holding the position. Then and only then do you look at doing your attack. Hope that helped. It is early July and we're about to celebrate the 4th of July. I wanna make sure that you guys have had, by the time you see this, it might already be well past that. I wanna make sure you had a happy, safe Independence Day. Like and subscribe. Be sure to hit the links below if you want to help the channel out. It's very much appreciated. Take care. Happy training. Bye-bye now.